And then we have some other good friends with us, like Arpan Kana. Hopefully will join us in Parliament at some point in the future. And of course, all of you, thank you for being with us today. It's New Year, which is a time for us to reflect on renewal. And we need renewal in this country right now. Everything feels broken these days. You know, inflation is at a 40-year high. We have 1.5 million people that are eating at food banks in a single month in this country. One CEO of a food bank in Mississauga recently said that people are coming to her to ask for help with medical assistance in dying, not because they're sick, but because they can't afford to live anymore. 35-year-olds live in their parents' basements because home prices doubled and now interest rates are going up, making mortgage payments unattainable for the average family. We see young people, they're students, who are actually living in homeless shelters as a result of the cost of living crisis. Why is this happening? Well, the cost of government is driving up the cost of living. $500 billion of inflationary deficits bids up the goods we buy and the interest we pay. Inflationary taxes like the carbon tax has pushed up gas, heat, and grocery bills, making life more and more expensive. And now Trudeau and Singh want to triple the carbon tax, making life even more expensive for all Canadians. Enough. We can't afford to pay anymore, and that is why a Conservative government would cap government spending and cut government waste to eliminate the inflationary deficits. We'll get rid of the carbon tax and the red tape so that our businesses, farmers, and workers can produce more homes, food, and fuel. We'll make it possible for your paycheck to buy you a good life again. We're going to incentivize the municipal gatekeepers to get out of the way and speed up permitting so we can build more houses right across this country so that our newcomers, our working class, and our youth can afford to buy a home. But it's not just economics. We see the suffering of everyday people. Crime is out of control. 32% increase in violent crime since Justin Trudeau became Prime Minister. His policies of easy bail are allowing violent reoffenders to go back on the streets right after offending and to commit new crimes. Recently, a courageous OPP officer lost his life to a murderer who had already been alleged murderer, who had already been arrested recently, but was let go on bail. And therefore was able to reoffend. We need to remove Justin Trudeau's catch and release bail reform so that we can keep violent offenders behind bars instead of having them reoffend. We see our streets flooded with opioids and heroin and other drugs that are killing our people. Tent cities form across the country. And the Liberal government's policy is to flood the streets with even more easy and cheap drugs that are resulting in massive increases in overdoses and increased crime. What we need to do is provide people with treatment and recovery so that they can get off the streets and into a productive life. That is the agenda of the Conservative Party. We believe that we need to turn this hurt into hope, and that includes giving immigrants opportunity to achieve their full potential. Right now in Canada, hardworking immigrant professionals are banned from working in their field by government gatekeepers that deprive them of licenses to practice. A Poilievre government would work to sign deals with all the provinces to get it so that within 60 days of an immigrant applying to work in their field, they should get a yes or no based on their tested abilities, not based on where they come from. That way we can have more doctors, more engineers, more architects, and other high-demand professions that we need. We have medical graduates across this country that can't work on their own field. Right now, about 40% of immigrant doctors and nurses get a chance to work in their field. The other 60% are banned from doing so, even when they are qualified. We need to streamline, simplify, and get immigrants into the jobs for which they were trained and for which they are in high demand here in Canada. So that is my purpose. You know, I was born to a teenage mother who was unable to raise me, so she put me up for adoption to 2 school teachers. And they always taught me that it didn't matter where I came from, it mattered where I was going. It didn't matter who I knew, but what I could do. And That's the country I want my kids to inherit. I want a country where it doesn't matter if your name is Martin or Mohammed, Chang or Charles, Steinberg, Smith or Singh. As long as you're prepared to work hard, follow the rules,